Want to see which niche fragrances I would choose for Want to see which niche fragrances I would choose for each month of the year? Stay tuned. So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amina and this is Experiencing Fragrances with Amina. So I'm here today to share with you 12 fragrances, niche fragrances to be exact, that I would choose for each month of the year. It's a tag video that's been going around for some time and I wanted to basically jump on the bandwagon and show you guys which fragrances I would choose. So let's not waste any time. I'll try to be quick with it and name off 12 fragrances that I would choose for each month of the year. So we're going to start off with the month of January. January tends to be quite cold, and for me, I would want to wear a fragrance that stands out, that's strong, that's powerful, and that would definitely make a statement. And that fragrance is going to be Oud Palau by Diptyque. So Oud Palau is a fragrance that is of oud, rose, tobacco. It's a bit boozy and has some sweetness. When I first sniffed this, I was quite surprised at how skanky the oud was in this one, because Diptyque, from what I know, at least from my experience, tends to come out with more lighter scents, more easygoing, easy wearable scents. But to me, out of all the Diptyques that I've tried, I would say this could be maybe the most challenging. Again, I haven't tried every single Diptyque out there, but from my experience, this is definitely a standout. And because it's such a powerful scent, a little spray just fills up the room. I feel like it'll be perfect for the cooler months. I also find this fragrance very nice because it's warm, it's boozy, and I quite find it sexy even. And this fragrance is definitely not for the faint-hearted. This one, you need some confidence to pull out because of that skankiness of the oud. But this one is a staple. I love this. And also, I wanted to point out that this is a one niche fragrance per month video. So yeah, this list is going to be a list of heavy hitters, in my opinion. So for the month of February, I want to go with something that's kind of sweet, sort of gourmand. And for me, there was not a more perfect scent than Dark by Acro. So Dark is a beautiful gourmand scent with notes of chocolate, hazelnut, and vanilla. It's ultra creamy, ultra sweet, but not too cloying at all. But for me, it's dense enough to work for me in the month of February. And with February, you know, you have roses and chocolate, so I'm like, why not choose a chocolate fragrance? It's perfect. I don't know about you, but I want to smell edible all year long. But to me, February is definitely the month to do that, if you know what I mean. So for the month of March, I wanted to pick something that was also a bit sweet, a bit warm, but not too dense, because March, we're kind of, you know, towards the end of winter, going on to spring. So for me, the perfect scent for that is going to be Musc Ravageur by Frederic Malle. I love this scent. I don't care what nobody says. This scent is a masterpiece. It's absolutely beautiful. So Musc Ravageur is a beautiful, warm, spicy vanilla with a lot of musk. Obviously, Musc Ravageur. Duh. It's elegant, it's mature, it's just, it's so beautiful. I love this. To me, this feels like a cozy sweater, but it has some brightness coming from the lavender and the bergamot notes, which is why I feel like it'll be perfect for the month of March. So for the month of April, I was thinking maybe I need to pick something that's heavy florals, but really, I'm not a huge fan of heavy florals. So I wanted to pick something that had enough florals, but was my taste and my style. And for that, the only fragrance that I could think of is none other than Lost in Heaven by Francesca Bianchi. Bianchi. I think this fragrance would be best in April because it's not cold and it's not warm. This does have a bit of sweetness, but it's not super dense or super cloying. It has some beautiful florals in it as well without having it be too grandma-ish. This to me has like a mild sweetness coming from the honey. It also has a really nice warmness coming from the labdanum notes. It's a little bit pungy, it's a little bit animalic because it has that strong castoreum note. Yeah, this one is not too sweet, it's not too powdery. For me, I think it's perfect for the month of April. The fragrances I chose for January, February, and March to me are a bit more unisex, while I feel this one, Lost in Heaven, is more leaning feminine. But otherwise, I think it's a gorgeous scent. I would actually love to smell this on a man. It's perfect. Perfect for the beginning of spring. So for the month of May, I wanted to choose something that was a bit lighter, something that had some fruit notes in it, but still maintained some body from some woods and from vanilla. And for me, the perfect scent for me to choose was Los Angeles by Gallivant. Los Angeles features this beautiful, juicy, sweet pineapple note. It has a eucalyptus note that to me makes it come off very aromatic and fresh. And then there's also a note of heliotrope, which to me makes the fragrance be a bit more creamy and have a bit more body, so it's not so sharp and tangy, you know. And of course it has really beautiful wood notes in here, and it also has some marine notes that I feel makes it super refreshing for the hot months. This is just a gorgeous fruity woody scent. If you're looking for something that's fruity but not so sweet with a lot of beautiful woody notes, Los Angeles is your guy. Do not sleep on this. This one's beautiful. When I think of June, I think of vacation, I think of beach, I think of something that's really tropical. The fragrance that I chose for June is none other than Maya Njai's Tropica. You guys can't be surprised. You guys can't be surprised. I love Tropica so much that I initially started off with a travel spray, and after wearing it for a few days, I immediately decided that I needed to have a full bottle. So I'm still working on the travel size. I'm a bit less than halfway done with it, but ooh, let me not start. Let me not start. Let me not do it. Let me not. But you guys already know how I feel about Tropica. Tropica has beautiful pineapple notes, again, just like Los Angeles. It has a note of coconut. There's some fig in there as well, some creamy sandalwood. It's definitely an elegant, sweeter, fruitier scent. I remember on my Maya Njai review video, I described Tropica as being sweet, but not being a childlike, candy-like sweet. It's more of like a fresh, ripe fruit kind of sweet. It's absolutely gorgeous. You guys are tired of hearing me talk about this, so let's go on. So for me and my experience, July tends to be one of the hotter months in the year. So because of that, I wanted to choose something that was bright and refreshing, something that smells very natural, and this is actually a scent that really got me to experience more green fragrances. And this one is Undergrowth by Rook Perfumes. So Undergrowth is a very bright, fresh scent. It has a beautiful mint note that is so realistic. It's so, every time I smell it, I feel like I just have a bunch of mint, just like, it's amazing. Another reason why I chose this for the month of July is because every time I wear this, I get this cooling sensation, and I definitely want something that's going to cool me down during the hot months, especially if it's like Houston, Texas heat. Ugh. I'm not looking forward to that. But yeah, like I said, this fragrance is super refreshing. It's green, it's bright, and it's very earthy. It has that soily, damp earthiness to it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Ooh, I love this one. Perfect for hot months. So August to me represents the end of summer. So I would want to wear something that does have a little bit of fruitiness, that has a little bit of light woodiness, but I also want something that can kind of stand the cooler weather in case we have a cold day, you know, peeking through every now and then. And for me, that fragrance is going to be one of my all-time favorite fragrances of all time, and that one is Timbuktu by L'Artisan Parfumier. You guys know how I feel about this. I think Timbuktu was my very first like fragrance review on my channel. If you guys are interested in watching it, I will put a card somewhere around here. I do suggest it. It's one of my favorite fragrances. I can fangirl over this for hours. But that's not why we're here. Timbuktu is mysterious. It's woody, it's smoky, it's fruity, and to me, the fruitiness makes it really nice to wear when it's warm, but then it has a little depth of smoke from the incense and the woodiness that also makes it appropriate for when it's cooler. So yeah, Timbuktu for August, hands down. September. Ooh. So for the month of September, I wanted to choose something that was still kind of fresh, pretty clean, but also had a little bit of depth, almost kind of like the scent that I chose for August. But for this one, I didn't want any fruity notes in here. I wanted it to be more focused on the fall, but still maintain that freshness. And for that, I chose Faux Patchouli by Maison Robachi. So faux patchouli to me is a super clean patchouli scent. And you might be asking me,
Amina, what do you mean? A super clean patchouli scent?
and this is exactly what I mean. When I first heard the name faux patchouli, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a patchouli dominant fragrance. It's gonna be quite earthy, but that's not all I get here. I get a very beautiful, clean, refreshing, aromatic fragrances with a lot of woods. It has notes of patchouli, obviously, but it also has a note of aldehydes, which I feel kind of lifts it up and prevents it from being too earthy and too grounded. So there are also some spices in here. It's a warm fragrance that's not too sweet. There is a caramel note in here, but I feel like it's balanced really well by the addition of the aromatic green notes and the earthy notes as well. I feel like this fragrance is not talked about enough. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It does, to me, lean slightly masculine, but I love this fragrance. And it's such a cute bottle. I mean, look at it. It's so adorable. Really, really cute. I hope you guys can see. Let me put it in my face like so. Yeah, really cute. There we go. This is also by Bertrand Duchaufour. You guys know that's my favorite perfumer. He's also responsible for Timbuktu. Is there anything else here he's responsible for? I think that's it. So I did pretty well. I'm actually wearing a scent of the day that's also by him today, which is, if you're interested, Woody Mood by Olfactive Studios. But again, that's not why we're here. We need to move on. So October for me is kind of when things are starting to really feel like fall. We have Halloween, the nights are getting longer. So I wanted to pick something that was very dark and moody and had a lot of woody notes. And that for me is gonna be Luscious Himalaya. So I discovered Himalaya sometime last year around, I wanna say October, and I wore it quite a bit. It's definitely a strong scent, and this was kind of at the time where I did work a lot, and I know this is not a scent that very many people like. So I didn't wear it as much as I would have liked to, but I did wear it a lot at home. This scent though, it's very, very interesting, like a lot of Lush scents, but this one I feel is very, very special. This is also another one that smells overwhelmingly natural, if that makes any sense. To me, this smells like a wet, damp forest that has moss growing on the trees and on the stones. It's so earthy and green. But although it's earthy and green, it's not a light fragrance. It's very dense and heavy. It only has 3 notes that I found on Fragrantica, which is ylang ylang, spikenard, and pepperwood. Honestly, I don't know what pepperwood smells like. I can kind of get the spikenard vibes, but to me, every time I wear this, the opening reminds me of like the freshest, sticky, icky, if you know what I mean. I'm so late. It kind of made me uncomfortable, but then I really grew to love it. But for me, the magic of this scent is the dry down. So in the dry down, you get this very sweet, resinous, woody scent. And although it's only lists 3 notes, it smells quite complex to me. And the dry down for me is where it's at. If you guys are not afraid to try something that is quite earthy, but very complex, I would suggest this. I think this is a limited edition one, but I'm not 100% sure. And another reason why I picked this for the month of October is because although it's a green, earthy scent, but the dry down kind of became a bit sweet and resinous, I felt like it would be the perfect gateway for the denser fragrances that are coming up. So for the month of November, I know people tend to go with more spicier, cinnamony, like nutmeg fragrances, which I also thought about doing, but I decided to go a little bit different. And I wanted to pick a fragrance that features one of my favorite notes, which is coffee. Every time I think of November, I think of walking down the street with my sweater and my scarf, with a nice coffee or a latte in my hand, just enjoying life. So for that reason is why I chose SM Cafe by Strangers Perfumery. I have a review on my channel. I will also link that somewhere around here, so be sure to watch it if you're interested. But SM Cafe is A beautiful coffee-based scent, one of my favorites, if not my favorite coffee scent. The coffee in here smells so realistic. It smells like freshly ground coffee that has just been brewed. The coffee note here is very earthy. Although there are notes of vanilla, tonka bean, and benzoin, I still don't find it to be like a creamy latte kind of coffee. It's more of just like your black coffee grounds. It smells so good and so realistic. And because obviously it's strangers, so there's going to be a whole mess of notes in there that kind of add to the experience. There are notes of patchouli in here. There's rose. There's also leather in here. I knew I wanted to add at least one leather fragrance to my list, so I kind of combined it with the coffee in this one. But yeah, you guys know how I feel about this. There's no need to spend too much time on it. So for the month of November, we're not in November, we just did November. So for the month of December. So for December, because it's like cold, it's dark, I wanted something that kind of represents that to me. Something that is dense and something that I personally have worn a lot during the month of December. And that one is going to be Chocolate Rose and Oud by Erin Terrence Hughes. This one is my favorite. No, I can't say that. This one is one of my favorites from the House of ATH. To me, this is just perfect for December. It has notes of rose, oud, and this beautiful dark chocolatiness that just works so well on my skin. Again, I have a review on this, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but just know that I am itching to wear this in December. I know I can wear this whenever, and I do sometimes, but there's just something about wearing this dense, chocolatey, oudy fragrance when it's cold outside. It's a whole nother experience. But yeah, this is one of my favorite fragrances, and because it's so dense, it's thick, it's not a fragrance that really projects. It's a fragrance that really stays close to the skin, but it's very, very concentrated. It's just gorgeous. It's a gorgeous, beautiful, sweet, sexy scent. Perfect for December. So I want to hear from you guys. Pick one month out of the year and let me know which fragrance you would wear for that month. I look forward to chatting with you down below. So that was my niche picks for each month of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.